Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Deluxe Class Brawn from the Transformers Studio series from Hasbro. As you can see here, Brawn is number 80 and he is featured in the first few minutes of Transformers Bumblebee. Over here on the side we just have a real close-up look at Brawn. Over on this side a little bit more zoomed out picture of Brawn. Got the Autobot symbol up here. Transformer Bumblebee on the top, not too much on the bottom. And then spinning it around to the back, you can see we have the robot mode, we have the vehicle mode. I love this crazy vehicle mode. It's like a little, I don't know, drill pod or something. I'm not even quite sure what to call it, but I absolutely love it. I think it looks super fun. So without further ado, I'm going to get Brawn out of the packaging here, and we're going to take a closer look. So here's a quick look at Brawn with the backdrop that comes included, and if I'm not mistaken, it's the exact same one that came with Ratchet, but it makes sense. They're from the same scene in the movie, in the very beginning, the war-torn Cybertron, and he looks pretty good in there. So here's Brawn out of the packaging. I love this little guy. They did such a good job with him. He is just a ton of fun. Really clean robot mode, really no kibble whatsoever. Even this section here that becomes kind of the front of the vehicle really just seamlessly integrates into the torso so that it looks like it's all one piece. It's just really, really well done. Just like Ratchet, really no kibble there on the back. And while we're talking about Ratchet, I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can do a little comparison. And you can see that Brawn's pretty tiny. I mean, for a deluxe, he's rather small. I think the scale of these two characters definitely makes sense, so I understand why he's smaller. He is a mini-bot after all. And they've kind of started doing mini-bots as deluxes now. I mean, ever since really like Earthrise Cliffjumper, that's been going on. So I guess it makes sense. But just be prepared, he is a little smaller for a deluxe. But I don't even care because he's a lot of fun. He looks really, really good. He can kind of hold the gun with two hands here. I kind of wish that they had put a second peg here so that he could grab a hold of that. But even if you don't have that, you can kind of, mimic the pose. Although it would be nice to kind of, maybe we can bring this elbow in and then kind of bring this down, something like that. But you can get some good poses there. I'm going to go ahead and just remove the gun for now. Now, he also does have this drill bit piece, which of course is going to come into play a little bit more in the vehicle mode. But if you wanted him to just kind of hold it, maybe use it as like a small sword or dagger or something like that, that is possible. So I'm just going to take his two accessories and put them off to the side so we can take a closer look at this guy. Love the head sculpt. You have this kind of, Roman or Greek gladiatorial helmet here, which I really, really like. Head sculpt's a little weird, but I guess it's in keeping with the movie designs. You unfortunately don't really have a lot of head tilt. I don't think you really have any head tilt, but you can, of course, look side to side, no problem. You have a tiny, tiny little bit of wiggle in like a butterfly joint. Not a lot. You have a ball joint in the shoulder. You do have a bicep swivel underneath that. Now, of course, because of the way the shoulder is molded there, it does kind of have a very limited effect. But you can get some bicep swivel out of that. You do have double jointed elbows, which is very nice. You have a wrist swivel. You do have a really nice waist swivel. Of course, the torso is one solid piece, so nothing going on there. Really nice Autobot symbol, though. I like that a lot. Hips can kick pretty far forward. You can kick a little bit back if you kind of twist the waist a little bit. You can kick a little bit further back. You can kind of kick a little out to the side, but the wheels really do kind of get in the way that he has there on his thighs. So that kind of hits into the torso and limits that. I would say you have a little bit over 90 degrees there in the knee. And then you do, of course, have your ankle tilt, which is pretty standard at this point. So it's a really fun little robot mode. Really nice. A lot of nice articulation. Great color scheme. I mean, of course, that just screams Brawl. I think they really nailed the color scheme here. All in all, he's just a really fun figure. Oh, you can mount the gun on the back. There's a tiny little peg here, and then there's a little spot here. So if you want to go ahead and kind of put that there, then the directions have you kind of put it straight across. But if you want to angle it a little bit, something like that, or you could even kind of angle it all the other way if you wanted to. So you have a little bit of option there, but it's a little loose, the peg. It stays on, but, a little loose. You can also mount the drill bit piece on here. So again, you have a little peg on top, and you have a peg there, or peg hole there, and you can kind of peg that on top. Almost like a bayonet, but unfortunately it doesn't extend. It would be cooler if you could kind of peg it underneath here so that it did kind of act like a bayonet. I think that would be kind of neat. But at least you can store it somewhere if you would like. And then, of course, you could still just put the whole gun on the back here like so. So kind of have weapons storage there. But I'm going to put that all off to the side for now. let's go ahead, let's get into his transformation. It's actually a little bit simpler than you might think, but it's actually really fun. Alright, so for the transformation, we are going to start by coming here to the back and lifting this section off and swinging this completely up. And then there is a little wheel section here that's going to flip out, just like so. We're going to kind of drop the head back just a little bit, probably about there. You really just kind of want it to sink in a little bit. It doesn't really like tuck all the way down. It just kind of recesses itself so that it's kind of like a flat across thing, just so the head doesn't really pop out at all. Then you're going to turn the arms like this, and you can see that there is a peg hole here in the forearm, and that's going to peg into this peg up here. So you're going to kind of drop this in here, and then kind of bring this in, and then use that double jointed elbow to kind of situate it the way you need to, so that that can come in there. And it's a little difficult to line up, mostly just because you can't see it that well. You can kind of see through the translucent window here, but it's kind of a darker gray translucent plastic. I think they didn't want you to completely see the arms the whole time. But I promise you can get this to line up. And it will peg in. You can kind of see there. Well, honestly, even if you don't have it peg all the way in, it's not that big a deal. You're going to want to bring this in. And bring this in like so. And really, you just kind of need it to be up in there like that. You're going to come down to the waist and spin this around 180 degrees. You are going to turn the feet in towards each other. And then the entire green part of the foot and leg is going to flip around. And you can see that there's just enough clearance here to spin this around like so. And then you're going to flip the foot up, and it's going to kind of peg in here. There's a little slot right there that's going to peg into that. So when you bring this up, that will kind of peg in nice and snug. This is going to flip around like so, and then you're going to flip the foot up, and that goes in there like that. At this point, you're going to bend at the waist, or the hips rather, and then just kind of bring this down. So this part gets a little interesting. You can see that there's a little tab slot right there, and there's a little tab right there, but you also have to get this tab into the wheel right there. So you kind of have to bring this up and kind of tuck this like that while you're kind of bringing that in and popping that in there. So you kind of want to almost come at it like at a 45-degree angle, so you can kind of pop that in and then pop that in like so. And then there you go. That's it. It's a very simple little transformation, but it really works. I love the little vehicle. It rolls really, really well. I don't know. It's just something about it. It's really fun. I really, really like it a lot. And like I said, it rolls really well. So you can bring the weapons back in. So if you want, you can leave it like this. We're going to use that same peg. And you might have to kind of push the head down a little bit more because the handle of the gun is going to hit onto it. But you can go ahead and peg that on there. There you go. Or we can go ahead and remove the little drill bit piece. And if we come to the front, you can see that there's a peg here, or peg hole rather. And that's going to flip around to the front. And then we can peg the drill piece in. And there you go. Now, it doesn't really spin. It would be neat if it kind of spun around as you use the wheels, but I think that's asking a lot. But you can just kind of situate it how you like, and then you can still go ahead and put that gun on top if you like. So yeah, really, really cool. I like this quite a bit. I don't know. It's just a fun little goofy Cybertronian mode for Brawn, and I really, really kind of love it. Color scheme works well. You have a little bit of green to break up the kind of yellowish beige color. I guess kind of a tannish brown, mustard brown. No, it's a yellowish color, yellowish brown color. But yeah, it really works. It really does. It's a quick, simple little transformation, and I really, really love it. I gotta say, I really love this figure. They did such a great job with this. He's just a ton of fun. He's just like a short, stocky little bruiser. He just oozes character. I absolutely love it. The color scheme's great. Articulation's great. Transformation is quick and fun. I love the little vehicle mode. I just really love everything about this guy. I can't really find anything to complain about. He is just a ton of fun. I like him a lot. I'm really having a lot of fun with these Cybertronian forms from Bumblebee. I don't know how much concept art they have or how many different characters we saw in the movie. I honestly can't remember. It's been a minute. But I love the few that I've gotten so far. Wheeljack I'm going to be reviewing soon. I'm sure I'll love him too. I'm excited for Ironhide and RC. I kind of feel like I have to go dig out Prime and Bumblebee from storage so I can put the whole team together And I feel like we need some more Decepticons, but we'll see how that goes. In any case, I love this guy. Definitely recommend picking him up. He should be out now, showing up in stores. I got this one from Amazon, so you can definitely check on Amazon. I think he's still available. But yeah, I can't recommend him enough. He is a ton of fun. The only drawback I would say, yes, he's a little small for a deluxe, but he's just so fun. I don't care. That doesn't upset me, because if you make a good figure, I'm okay with it being a little bit smaller, especially for this character, because it makes sense. He's definitely in scale with the rest of the characters, and like I said, he's just so much fun. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.